All right, Milliger fans, we are so excited. We have a fabulous workshop coming up. It's called Girls Night Out, and we are just getting ready for Mother's Day. This is a perfect workshop that you can do with family, friends, neighbors, whatever it may be. We've been finding that people like to kind of come as groups almost to do this class.
And the plants are so large right now that this could be a make it take it night. So you would
the
have
night temperatures have been so good.
And you can have you know, something on your porch for a Mother's Day gathering, or you can give it as a gift. So if you prefer to leave it here, that's an option.
It is.
It is. Well,
okay, but you can take it with you.
Really encouraging you.
Yeah, we'll do it either way.
Right.
But for this workshop, there's several different container options. So we have some different colorations. They're all generally the same size, and they are designed to be able to hold 6 plants. Okay, 6 of our 5-inch annuals. So we'll show you kind of a shade option, a sun option. But this is the square 15-inch, which I'll be planting this one up now. And this one comes in a couple other colors.
Yeah,
also.
This is obviously round, and it is available in 4 colors. There's terracotta, I think there's green, beige, and graphite.
And we have the urn option, so this is a smaller low urn that you could use also. That's another great one. And then that one, you got it?
No.
Here, hold on one second. Here it comes. Okay, this is going to be, I'll be planting this up for the sun option, but this comes in other colors too.
Yes, 4 colors, and it does have no holes on the bottom. It has a water saver base. And if you choose not to use the option, you can just drill holes in it later.
All right, so that'll be the first thing. So when you get here, we want to pick out your container, and then we'll make sure while you're picking out your plants that it will be filled with soil. So you're going to be coming to our Dutch greenhouse to do the workshop, but then we'll give you a tray to go pick out the plants. Will be in our specialty house and in our wow house where all the geraniums live. So some great options, some of our heroes that we want to talk to you about, because there are some kind of good, better, best plants.
Well, we always say there's A, B, and C plants, and you know the A plants love you back. They need virtually no maintenance. There's no deadheading, no problems occur or whatever. And then there are some plants that are worthy, but they aren't as reliable in a container, and we can point those out to you if necessary. But if you have had any trouble whatsoever in the past, we suggest that you rely on our suggestions for a never-failed container.
And we're always happy to look over your container before you start planting to make sure that everything is going to grow well together and be successful for you, because that is our whole goal, is for you to just have a container that you can enjoy and be in bloom and performing well all the way into frost. So for the shade combo, you know, the plan is to talk about size, color, texture, and shape. So I always like to pick an inspiration piece, and I'm loving this. So this is this is called First Kiss Orange, and so you can see, like my mom said, the plants are trailing a little bit more. They're bigger than they were if you did our jumbo hanging basket workshop. Sometimes it's hard to see. What the plants are going to be like, but this is such a pretty orange color. So if that is your kind of like the piece that you fall in love with first, the plant, then you want to be able to select other options from there. And we always talk about letting one material lead you to another. And so with this, you can see this beautiful kind of orange tipping on this. This is a yellow begonia. It's called Revita, but it has that little bit of orange on the trim of it. So these two look really great together. I know that they're both begonias, but they have a very different habit and style to them. You could also go a different direction in your begonias. We talk a lot about dragon wing, and sometimes if you feel like that may be too big for your container, this is the Viking Explorer Rose. Has the same habit of the dragon wing leaves, but it's not as aggressive, so it's a little bit more tamed, and you could use that, and you could use these two together. Okay, so if you want to go into a little bit more of a coral combination, I am really excited that dragon wing, of course, again, is one of our hero plants, will grow in sun or shade, is also available in a white now. So if you're looking for a white, especially in a shady area, I think white is always nice to really brighten things
Well,
up.
it is generally a little darker, and so that is a nice option.
The little fuchsias are always nice. These are hummingbird magnets. This one's called Shadow Dancers Marcia. So it's a little bit more compact, smaller flowers, but you know, it's definitely getting ready here to throw lots of them. So when you're picking out your plants, I recommend, you know, bringing a couple extra ones over here so that you've got something to play with. That's the joy of doing the workshop here, is that if you change your mind, you've got other options to be able to change it up.
Now, when you get over there, you realize that there are different kinds of pots, but pretty much the vast majority are in the milligers with the blue clouds and sky and clouds. That is what we're talking about for your selection. If you choose a plant that is much bigger than the normal size of 5-inch, then there's just an upcharge, which you
can always upgrade at Milligers. That's no problem. This is the alocasia, the poly. So if you want to use something like this in the center, remember that you're going to be able to get 6 plants total. You know, and we can figure out the math on it if you end up using less than that or more than that, however it may be. It's your container, and you can make it any way that you want it to be. This is another really pretty begonia. It's called Glory Pink, and I just love the flowers on this too. And so there's options here. We wouldn't want to mix all these together, but we're trying to help you with some ideas and inspiration.
Well, it's important to, this is like making a floral arrangement in your house. You want to be thinking about what things look good together. It's just like getting dressed in the morning, you know, what goes together. And so the planning is more important than the actual planting. Once you get to the planting part, that's easy.
Ferns are great, so if you're looking for texture, I love to use these, especially in shade containers. This is one of my favorites. This is Asparagus plumosa, it's called, but it's very, this is, you know, not a fern, but it has a kind of drapey, very elegant, ferny look to it. It has wonderful texture. I love to use that. And should we put this Explorer in here,
Yeah,
do you think, together?
Should we do 2, 4, 6 just back this way? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I was saying we're kind of making,
Okay.
because I know that this can get pretty
Yeah.
tall, and then we can fill the corners with our other plants.
All right.
If you're looking for something great in shade to drape, we just love when we can find a beautiful blue flower that performs well. The Summer Wave Terenia does just that, so it is always blooming and has wonderful drape to it. So that could be a good option there. I really do like this Revita, and so I like the way that it looks with that pink. And this orange would be fine with that too. So this is that First Kiss. I'll put that on the opposite end over here.
You probably don't want to start taking them out of the containers until you have the layout finished. Because if you take them out and you're moving them back and forth and stuff, then you can lose the root ball. So we want to make sure you like the layout before you remove them from the pot.
Other options, so if you're looking for any kind of variegation, especially in shade, the Wandering Jew, this one is called the Purple Silver combination. There's also like a green and white option. This is really pretty and will cascade over very nicely. And we also have some cascading coleus. So make sure that when you're looking at the coleus, that you're looking at the height. We almost had someone last week plant a hanging basket with like a 30-inch coleus in the center. That would be way too tall. So read the labels, check the height. We do have some more compact ones that are great for trailing. This is the Fancy Feathers Pink, which I really like because it's not too aggressive. I don't have any variegation in here yet as far as the the foliage, so we just have this Asparagus, the plumosa. So I'm going to put this over here in the corner because look how pretty that looks with, because of all of this pink and yellow together, you can see how pretty that looks with this combination. So I'm going to put that one over there. If you're wondering and you're a little bit intimidated when you get here, don't worry. You get wine with the class, so if you need to get those creative juices flowing, you can have wine before, during, after, however you want to do it. But this is a great way to kind of just relax and enjoy the night in the greenhouse. We also, of course, have waters available too, but wine is always kind of a little highlight for you.
So when you get into the greenhouse, the first 4 or 5 benches are all shade plants arranged alphabetically. So we're super organized so that it's easy for you once you get here, but the shade is in the eastmost part of the greenhouse. So that will enable you to make these choices. So of course one thing, staple would have been impatiens, and we could certainly have done that.
And I have this real pretty one here.
Okay.
This is this great, it's this patchwork peach prism. So I do like this, and you could have used that maybe instead of that orange. But it's really pretty. It's got the different shades of the different hues of peach in there, and stays nice, compact, not too aggressive in the container. And look how many flowers are on there. This is a very happy
Yeah.
plant. Okay, moving on, we're going to do a sun combo for you now. Look at that. Dun, 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 dun. Here it comes, and this is the container that we showed that has the saucer in the bottom, so it will retain some water. And so many different ways that you can go here. Again, thinking about that size, color, texture, shape. I really like to use, if you're looking for a great center plant, the Angelonia comes in a white, it comes in a blue, comes in a pink, there's even a deep burgundy color. But this is nice with some height, it even has some fragrance, and it's not too aggressive. So that would be something that we could use in the center. We also have the Mandevilla, which are great in the center.
That'll be a little bit of an upcharge. This is a $4 upcharge, but these are fantastic in that they are always blooming, and they only get a maximum height of 24 inches, and always in bloom, no deadheading. And this is some of the larger flowered Mandevilla. We have other options, of course, and but just so you know, this is happens to be in our geranium greenhouse.
And so we'll show you some of the hero plants, and sometimes maybe you don't want as much height in here, depending on what, where it's going to be. Think about your location. But this is a new Shamrock Rose Gold lantana that I really like. And let me just check the height on here. I couldn't remember what it is. So 12 to 16 inches on this, okay? So this is something, if you wanted it to be a little more compact, it could go in the center of the container, or it can be on the edge here, is another option. You look like you want to put that Angelonia in the middle.
Well,
or we could do this.
no,
Should
we could do that.
Okay, all right, so we're going to go for the upcharge here. But you can see how pretty this is together. So hopefully you can see that in the light. But we've got this beautiful fuchsia color of the Mandevilla, and then we're tying that in with the lantana. So this was kind of my inspiration, which is really easy to work with because we've got so much different colorations in there. One other plant that I really like is the verbena. Lots of great colorations here. This time I'm not going to use these together because they're very similar in their flower habit. So the fact that I'm choosing 6 plants, I want to try to pick a little bit more variety in my options. So the Calibrachoa is another hero. It's a home run and will bloom all summer for you. This is a beautiful orange color. Lately I'm just really into orange. It's just so vibrant and it's fun to work with. This is the Dreamsicle color. And so this would be really pretty in this combination. I'm going to space that out opposite from the lantana. We have an ivy here that will cascade down nicely. We have different colorations of this. We could do the green, or this is the variegated, which is fine because we don't have any other variegation in there. I like to throw some purple in for a little bit of contrast, especially with that orange. Looks so great. We always love the Scaevola or fanflower. This is a great one that blooms all summer, very wind tolerant. And so this would be a great option for you. I also really like the Vista series of our Supertunias. So this is, Vista is so great, very low maintenance. People always say, oh, I don't want to put petunias in there. I hate having to deadhead those or pick at those or they get stretched out. But these are no maintenance at all. They just like to be fed, okay? Do you guys like to be fed? Do you like food? Your plants do too, your pets do too. Just remember that, what a difference that makes when we feed our plants. So this is a mini petunia in the Vista series, and it's this mini, it's called Ultramarine, but it's a beautiful, rich, deep purple color, but the flowers are nice and small. It doesn't get too aggressive in the container. So I can put that over here. And then the sun patiens are so fun. So these are true sun patiens. They can take full-on sun. They are so great because they are just loaded with blooms. You can't even see the foliage on these. So this is the compact hot pink of the sun patience, and then this is I don't know, it's missing a tag, but it's a fuchsia color. Okay, so that could be an option. I'm probably not going to do that in here because we decided to go with this Mandevilla. But something else fun, and I did try this and plant this last year in my own garden and containers. I did it for a lot of other customers too, but this is called the Ladybird Sun Glow, and it has some other name that I can never pronounce. This
Well, sometimes they call it sundrops or evening primrose.
Texas primrose it's called. So it's a beautiful yellow. I love the texture of it. It bloomed all summer, and it's just bright and happy and yellow trailing over. So I think I might put that opposite.
Should we put 7 in here? You mean, it doesn't mean you're a bad person if you add 7. So we can do a little upgrade.
What else would you like to throw in?
I don't know.
Oh, do you want to talk about geraniums?
Well, there's a reason why we grow, 60, 70,000 geraniums, and that is that they perform and they are reliable. They are, my mom always said, the queen of the garden, and so we have just about every color. We continually modify the varieties so that every year we have stronger cultivars, and we have trailing types as well as the uprights, and well, I think my personal experience is that geraniums like to be together with their own kind, and they're a little bit elitist, and when they get put in here with this, it may happen that the geranium will kind of disappear. And I don't want to talk you out of getting a geranium, but I do think if you're going to do geraniums, there's a reason why there was a trend toward just geraniums in a pot with smaller vinca vine or ivy, because nothing competes with a geranium then.
So if you wanted to put a geranium in here, would you recommend doing like 2 or 3 of them and then filling in with something trailing?
With something that isn't too aggressive. A sweet potato would be too aggressive. Some of these super petunias are a little more aggressive, and so if you have a question about that and you're wondering, we certainly have an opinion, and there's always an exception to the rule. But if you use it in a mixed container, you're going to have to take care of this little character and make sure that they get the space that they require to become what they are destined to be.
So this is how we're not going to plant it right now, but we'll show you, and how important it is to set it up and make sure that you like it before you start planting. So we've got the Mandevilla in the center, we've got the Calibrachoa, the Ladybird here. So we've got the orange, the yellow, we've got this beautiful sun patience in here. We've got some purple, the mini tunia, we've got the lantana, and then the ivy, okay? So again, like my mom said, if you want to buy one more plant to put in there, totally fine, not a problem. We can be happy to accommodate you, because this is a container that's designed to last all the way into really the end of October.
Yeah, we wanted to still be blooming right at frost, which is, the last few years has been in November. So we're talking about, all of May, June, July, August, September, October. We're 6 months of plants giving you maximum enjoyment.
So make sure that you like it.
But to get the maximum enjoyment.
Here we go.
Little commercial.
Well, I think it's so important.
Well,
because right here at Milligers, all of our plants are on what's called a constant feed. So when we're watering, they're always getting a little bit of fertilizer. So they're always getting fed. That's why our plants do and perform so well, because they're getting the nourishment and nutrients that they need to perform for you.
So this is enough to make 100 gallons. So if you put a gallon on once a week, you have 100 waterings here. So you could do several containers, and you cannot over fertilize with this. So you can do it every time you water, but we are asking you to commit to once a week, and that will make all the difference in what kind of results you get.
Well, not only just the plant blooms, which is so important, but also just the health of the vegetation.
Yeah.
So that way your plant will continue to perform for you and look great, like my mom said, all the way into November. So happy Mother's Day. Enjoy the girls' night out, and you can, again, you can come here then. Since you watched the video, then you'll know exactly what to do. Have your glass of wine, go pick out your plants, we'll select your container, and we're going to have so much fun in the greenhouse, and we'll see you soon.